So, okay, we're back, and there's a couple of news-related items I'm going to do first before the topic. And now this one, you know, I've already done a show on, which was OWC, which was Grant Dulke. He was here, and we kind of talked about some of their SSD drives. And there's another update that I seen on the this is on the OWC blog. And now there is a wake from sleep problem on the Mac, some of the Mac Pros. I think it mentions there's 10% of the users. Usually on any other computer it's fine and it works great, but on those specific MacBook Pro ones, there are some problems. Now they just released, I think a couple days ago, the SSD firmware update that will hopefully should fix most of these problems. It can be downloaded if you just put it in your, if you happen to have one of those drives, you can download the firmware yourself and update it. Now you have to be on a Windows computer to do this, and it has to be formatted in the I think a Windows format. Now if you don't have that, you can send it to them and they will update the firmware for you. So I figure I put that as an update in the news, since I kept on talking about the OWC drive problem. So, and don't forget, also I'm going to be on. Let me see. Hopefully I say this correctly as well. The Tech Webcast. Yeah, I think I said it right this time. I tend to mix up the words. And that's going to be on a Friday. Now, if you're in Australia, it's going to be a Saturday, and I keep on forgetting this. And it's going to be pre-recorded because it's a pre-recorded podcast. It will be available on his website sometime afterwards. So it's going to be interesting because it's going to be a different way. It's not going to be through audio video. It's just going to be through audio, which is kind of neat in a way, because I'm probably not going to be in my underwear. I might actually be in my sleeper wear, though, with my favorite beverage for that show. So that's going to be coming up as well. Now, I was kind of wondering if I was going to use this as a topic or not, because this wouldn't apply to everybody. Not everybody's going to use this, but the technology behind it is kind of interesting. So I figure I'd go ahead and use it as a topic, because it's kind of like I can't even see the word, miniaturization. You know how you have a big product and they eventually be able to squeeze it down in the size of a matchbox type of thing. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, Carla, if you're lagging there. Is there anybody else lagging in the show? Just let me know, and then I don't know if I can do anything on my end for that. Oh, wow, my bit rate's going way up. I don't know why. Oh, probably because I'm recorded to disk. So it's adding that as well. So, but it shouldn't show that streaming out. It should be the same bit rate, which is, I believe, below 0.5. So, okay, I guess Sergeant 1980 is fine. Okay, but as a broadcaster, I'm always looking for a mobile solution. I mean, if I have an event that I want to cover, not saying I cover it all the time. There's a few that I did already. I have to use pretty much a camcorder and pre-record it and then show it as a movie clip during the show. Now, there are some solutions out there, some of which are very expensive. And I'll give you an example. Probably the best one to use, but it's a very expensive one, is the Live View. And I don't know if some of you guys are, of course, familiar with the Tech Buzz, Steve Haywood. He used it for the CES show, electronics show. He used the Live View, and that's probably one of the best ways to describe interactive broadcasting. It's not pre-recorded or anything; it's live. Now, let me go ahead and give you an idea of what it is, and I've actually got a picture right here. And let me see. Okay, I've got audio coming in as well. Now, if you look on the right side, that's the Live View. Now, it doesn't come with the camera. I don't think. That's not part of the unit. So you also see the backpack in the back. It's kind of expensive. solution right now, but it actually uses, I got some background information on that. That actually uses 6 load-bearing 3G modems over 3 carriers, AT&T, Verizon, Wireless, and Sprint. But it's very expensive to rent. I think to rent it, it's about $2,500 per month. It does include 30 hours of streaming, but anything more than that, it's and then just imagine the price to buy something like that. Very cost inhibitive. But recently, I guess about a month ago, I went on Engadget, and they had this thing that they call, and hopefully I pronounce it right, Terdek Cube. Brings live streaming to any camera. Just don't tell Charlie Sheen. Well, that was the part of the thing. And let me give you a picture on that. And when you look at it, you'll see the big differences between the two, because this thing is like super small. And there it is right there. And this looks has a lot of potential for mobile broadcasting. Well, other uses as well, not just for, you know, tech shows or along those lines. And let me go back to the other camera. And as you can see, there's a big size difference. And you know, it comes in different models. And what I like about it is it's small and it doesn't use that much power, actually. And now it comes... You can use it with 2 different types of cameras. SDI, which is, cameras are usually kind of expensive. Those are kind of like broadcast quality. But it can also, they have a model that can also use HDMI, which it puts it on the consumer level. And you can broadcast it during several different ways. And one way you can do it is wireless. I think it supports wireless N down through maybe wireless B. And it's got built-in Ethernet cable, and you can also use it over 4G wireless. Now, to me, to be a real, true mobile broadcasting solution, it probably, for me, it would have to be over wireless or 4G or something like that, because if you use like the wireless to a router type of thing, or a wired Ethernet connection, to me, you'd be kind of tethered in, because wireless still has a range of 300 feet. It might be a solution for some. Now, if you take a look at the 4G wireless from Verizon, right now, it doesn't cover very many areas. And for an example, I actually searched my area, which of course it didn't support yet. Now, I think at the end of 2011, supposedly they're going to be covering a lot wider area. And I've actually seen a map of it, and it looks like it might actually cover pretty much what 3G does now for most carriers. Now, it's interesting to note that if you guys, some of you guys might be familiar with this company, of course, Telestream, that makes Wirecast, which I'm using to broadcast right now with. They're actually taking a look at this unit, the Terdek Cube. And I think, now I learned this through their forums, support forums. But according to them, they actually bought a unit, and they're thinking of adding support for this device in Wirecast. And actually, before we go into that, I should tell you that this unit does support natively. You can stream to live stream, which is very similar to like Justin TV and the other streaming providers. And it does support that. Now, right now, it doesn't support through other sites natively. Now, going back to the Wirecast by Telestream, people have actually tried to use it through Wirecast, but the only way they could get it to work is do a screen capture of the video feed coming in and go into Wirecast. And somehow they also had to capture the audio as well. But I don't know. This could be a very cost-effective for future broadcasters, because they can do on-the-fly broadcasts, perhaps. You know, it all depends. And actually, this unit, the average price for this unit is about 1,500 to maybe 2,000, depending on what model. Obviously, the 4G module is going to cost you extra. Vice what a live view or other solutions are going to provide. So it's going to be very interesting. Now, for me, it probably wouldn't be a solution because you start throwing 4G in there, and then obviously you got to pay a monthly fee just for that. And it only supports through live stream, and they do have a free account on there, but you might have to use their paid package, which can run you $500 or more a month. So for me, that wouldn't be a solution, but who knows? In the future, we might see more smaller devices just for this. So I figure it was interesting enough to, you know, do a topic on, just because it's kind of amazing how going from a bigger, like the live view, to even something that small and better price unit is kind of amazing.